Well, first things first, we went out and picked up the rental. And luckily for us, we got a brand new shiny Jeep for our trip. I'd never driven one before, so I'm pretty excited for this. Here we are. Right now it is Saturday night, getting ready to ship on out. First stop's going to be in Vegas, so just waiting for Ian to get ready. We're going to pick up a friend of ours, and then we're going to head on to Vegas. That's where we'll be spending the first night, since we're getting a late start. So I'm going to show you the car we're using. It's pretty lit. So this is the vehicle for the weekend, a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. I've actually been thinking about getting one of these myself, so it kind of worked out since we have one rented. So it's gonna be good. I'm excited. It's a nice little ride. So yeah, hell yes. The Jeep is loaded and we're underway. Since we got a late start, we'll be doing the 4-hour drive to Las Vegas and spending the night in a hotel. It's always good to get some distance between home and your destination as quickly as possible. It's hard to see, but you can see a fire starting on the hill out in the distance. September 2020 was a month dominated by wildfires in the western half of the country.
Fire out there somewhere.
Let's just say this won't be the last time we deal with fires on this trip. A few hours later, and we've reached the bright lights of Las Vegas, Nevada. Or Nevada, depending on where you're from. Well, we made it to Vegas. We're at the Hampton Inn and Suites, kind of near the airport. 99% sure all the airplanes are going to be going right above our hotel all night, but that's fine. We're only here for a night to kind of break up the trip since we got a late start, but yeah, it's gonna be nice to be able to sit down and not drive. You really can't see him, but there's Ian and Anthony unpacking the Jeep. So yeah. What are we?
314. This way.
Well, here's our luxury accommodations. Very clean Hilton bathroom.
It's COVID clean.
COVID clean. This looks exactly like the hotel room I stayed in Denver, so that's nice.
Why is this not working?
Great, you can't even see anything.
The lights are... Okay. This needs it? Store.
Well, we just got to Vegas, so I think we're going to go to the strip for a bit, so just for a little bit. Probably go to a casino, lose $20, and then come home. So we have to get up early tomorrow to head to Zion. But if you're in Vegas, you gotta at least go to the strip, at least for a little bit. As we approach the strip, we can see Allegiant Stadium to the left of I-15. In the fall of 2020, this stadium became home of the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly from Oakland. And unfortunately for the new fans in Vegas, their season didn't go too hot. Since we're in town, we decided to head to the Cosmopolitan Hotel and grab a drink and do some walking. The hotel is a short drive away, and since parking at the resorts is free at the moment, you might as well take advantage while you can. And at this point in time, the Strip had many restrictions due to the pandemic, but thankfully, paid parking was one of the things that fell by the wayside. Well, we made it to the Cosmo. The doors are about to open to freedom and debauchery. Vegas is so much busier than it was when we came in July of 2020. It is Labor Day weekend though, so naturally more people will come, but it was surprising to see how busy it really was. And here is the famous Chandelier Bar in the middle of the Cosmo. It's a 3-level bar and some would say it's the crown jewel of the hotel. Well, we're at the Strip right now. Gonna go find a drink, and then probably play a couple slots and lose all my money. So I'll see you later. Super long line. Abandoning this plan. All right, we're gonna try PBR as a rock bar and grill. Doesn't seem to be a line, so we might be able to go in and get something. Struck out again. 45-minute wait. And then we were in line for daiquiris, probably another 30 minutes. So we're just gonna go back and spend a ton of money on a canned beer and sit in the casino. It's good enough for me. Well, we ended up buying overpriced beers at one of the shops inside of the hotel. Since there are no walk-up bars in the casinos and most places require a reservation, this is the best we could do. Gonna lose all your money? I don't even have it. Well, it's Sunday morning actually. I'm just getting out of the hotel, about to leave, and we're going to go to Zion. But first we're going to go to the grocery store, get some food, and yeah, it should be about a 2-hour trip, so excited. First time in Utah also. After getting some grocery shopping done, we're finally hitting the road to see some new things. This trip will mark the first time I've ever entered the state of Utah, which is really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing why people say Utah is the best state in the country, or at least the most beautiful. Zion National Park is a little over 2 hours northeast from Las Vegas with no traffic. It's a beautiful day for a drive, so enjoy the sights of this last stretch of Nevada. We're in Mesquite, Nevada, which I think is the border town next to Arizona. So we're gonna stop here. We're at Shell and gonna fuel up and then head back out. So it's a nice little casino over there. I can see if I can get a video of the fountain, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. But it's a cool fountain. Welcome to Arizona. I-15 cuts through Arizona for a few miles, which means Utah is coming right up. Coming up is one of the most spectacular drives I've ever done in my life. It really makes you feel like you're on a completely different planet. And we've made it. We've crossed into Utah, the Beehive State. Are you wondering why it's called the Beehive State? Well, it's due to the state's original title called the State of Deseret. Deseret means honeybee in the Book of Mormon. Early pioneers of Utah considered themselves as hardworking as bees, thus the name being coined by Mormon pioneers who came to Utah in 1847, seeking religious freedom. Nowadays, the beehive is more commonly tied with industry, being adopted as the state's motto in 1959. Pioneers relied largely on themselves to create resources and businesses, promoting the idea of industry. Here we are entering the town of Springdale, which is right outside of Zion National Park. Here is where you can eat, drink, and shop when visiting. And it's Labor Day weekend, so the park is naturally pretty busy. Unfortunately, the Narrows hike is off limits due to the toxic algae bloom. Exposure to this algae can cause a huge list of bad side effects, including rash, drowsiness, numbness, incoherent speech, and seizures. If the Narrows is the only thing you want to do in the park, make sure you check to see if the trail is safe.
Yeah, see, while they're wearing those boots, you rent those boots. You can just use regular tennis shoes and the shoes that we...
Well, we made it to Zion. It's really hot, but you know, heat makes the man, right? I think that's how the saying goes. But yeah, so I think we're gonna do. What's the name of the trail we're doing?
Emerald Pools.
Emerald Pools. That's the name of the trail we're doing. We're gonna check that out. Get to the front of the Narrows, but apparently there's like some weird algae, so I don't think we'll be able to do that one. But who knows? We can always come back. Due to the pandemic, the shuttles throughout the park were by reservation only. This means we had to walk 45 minutes to the trailhead in the sweltering heat, which topped out at over 100 degrees. We took a small lunch break before starting the Emerald Pools. It was well needed. Here we are, we've made it to the Emerald Pools trailhead. I think it's about 2 miles or so. Hopefully we'll see a waterfall. The Emerald Pools Trail is about a 3-mile loop, and the first portion of the trail is actually pretty easy. It does pick up in intensity though, the closer you get to the main attraction. It really feels like most of the elevation gain came in the last third of the trail, so with this being in mind, just be prepared. The red rocks in Zion are really, really awesome. You really have to come see it for yourself. As we pushed on towards the pools, we ran into a nice, refreshing natural spring shower. It's really refreshing on such a hot day. To be fair, I didn't record much of the second half of the trail, but let me tell you, it was definitely more strenuous than I thought. But the payoff was well worth it. This is a spectacular end to a great hike. A little slice of paradise. Oh, gotta say that was definitely a good hike. Unfortunately, the walk there to the hike itself was really long, so now we're doing that right now. think it's about a 45-minute walk just to the hike. So it's about a 45-minute walk back to the car. So we're supposed to be meeting a friend, so I feel kind of bad, and we're going to be really late. But I guess we're just going to hike on back along this road, and then get back into town, pick up some stuff, and then go set up camp. So all in all, good hike though, good views, and it's definitely a little tougher than I imagined, but it's good. It's good. Well, after all that, I feel like I put in about 6 weeks worth of good hiking. But now we're headed east outside of the park to get to High Road Base Camp, our campsite for the next 2 nights. But before then, we'll see more of what Zion has to offer. Now we're approaching the Zion Mount Carmel Tunnel. It's a 1.1 mile long tunnel that started construction in the late 1920s and was completed in 1930. And at the time, this was the longest tunnel of its type in the US. Why was this tunnel built? It was made to create direct access to Bryce Canyon and Grand Canyon from Zion National Park. This marks the end of the first full day on our road trip. One day in Zion is not nearly enough time to even do a fraction of the things in the park. We'll have to come back once the shuttles are open so we can see more of this beautiful place. Thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time. Until then, keep adventuring.